and the better bombs are good.
No one knows that's where you come.
No one has a me.
I'll come back to Zakura my way.
So me promising.
I mean, we might never call you mediation.
David.
Hairline.
Because
they go for me do it netiko. Go for a bembe. But they intact. That's still now what is it? You measure who? And all the different is them.
When they in Gagra. In Yenska.
Oh, cash. I wanna yeah.
Sa.
Okay. Watch a book and you watch it.
We could be Ghanaian ton. I do. Only Ghana ya. Inshabodo.
Yeah.
Egusua ye kai adofo. Ya hwefo ne etifo se inshabodo no fa ho tim na ebeboa wo. Adenti na me kasa. Minim de wo maye bi. Ena minim hira ewo se o givi so ho. Anunti ene anopai mamen kamfo inshabodo no mfama o se onso manyamen kamakoma. Na ebra be bi nsabodo no asekire ni nyina ne tintini ni tetia ne se insha fa bi afatu ya se afibia sa afi ne kɔ ne wie ya na ye bedu Christmas a ye kɔ orphanage homes na yakɔ ya adoye so e de amom san se enkwada yi omuni maame eni papa omuni obi a ɔhwɛ omo da minu mienu enti me no kakrakra ye begege no ya keka ni nyina de abom ni akɔ orphanage homes ahodo no na e de akɔma wo na ya pepa wo nso enuom eye nsuo se na be ya wo nso wo ren ho senka wo maame no papa te ase a ebi anka ye to mpaboa ne ntade ye to nuane e de ama ye ebi anka wo nso no o metimi ato bi e de amontie momoni enwom ya enunti insure fam ye de kakra ye beje no ni e do de no so de aka ho ni abompa ye de aguso e de akɔma nkoda yi na mse wakan Bible o Kristo ni bia ade ba ko a Bible ka and it's a giving in share wo giving mu no enye asem keto kra enunti afi onso beye bi na ebeboa de kuta obia aduane a yedie mpaboa ntare sika ifa de efiri wakoma bia opese de kyenkwada yi no ekwan no da ho bra na onso beye bi ye beje nye nyina na yakode akoche na mnim se emu nhira de wan kasa na onso ubehunu anunti opese o send sika obi ono ma ebi ono o se Richardo me mpese me ye sika na mode to tonia mani bi enso de ko no problem ekwan eda ho wo Ghana ha momo number no eye 0550 068822 0550 068822 me pa cho sanya edim yenu na beba emu bia beba bia enye wrong baako ebetima ye insha donation ena edin baako nso no Clement apia so hu edim yenu mu bia enye wrong obetima send sika no e dia ba abroche for momo de ne monogram mo de no aye 0552 827834 0552 827834 na onso wasene wo de ede abanyame nhyiraw se onso wamano ato akoma so na oye bi ede aboa eye amofra omuni maame eni eye papa nyanka omo edan ye nyame nhyiraw pa alright kovi yen hye na se na baby apeso de hye ase di free bia no yen hye ase ne mfanko
rich upe Benz pa
Mercedes Benz there a car pa no that's my dream car.
The people that have bought omo Benz no sometimes so who am I what does it tell you? It inspire for you to get there.
Yeah.
And it tell you because we say adwuma ben omo ye.
We can say Josephine.
Yeah.
Sales Josephine. Or the B buy. And I'm saying no crown or that's easy. Josephine Yezo or Benz na no.
So what I'm trying to say is that when you say obi AD, it is human nature to ask yourself, say, then I miss meeting me to get these nice things. Rich, what has Morocco done? Because in the context of African and world football, Morocco and just any name beam. Morocco is now a powerhouse, whether you like it or not. And Rich, it is not accidental. Any idea is see here just because Morocco for that story in a Benz, but see one of Derby. It's the same story that you are telling.
Yeah, you need to
say
work hard.
Justin Benz now, maybe she bought it. Yeah. Maybe it's a gift. Something happened for it to come.
Sure.
It's a DNA for people to get the success that they are getting. Because Rich, Morocco now have dominated African football, whether you like it or not. And only when Ashraf Hakimi Ejini award no, in his acceptance speech, Okasembi, for me, that was the most telling phrase of the night. The next person done I say, hey, King Mohammed Ivy the Fourth. Only people done I say, and Oda or him pronounce he went on to say, for providing us infrastructure, developing our talents, and letting us dream of nights like this. Thank you. Rich.
Look, Morocco, the kind of facilities no mukutano. Even European countries may be growing.
You see, as custodian of the land, and you know, the respect and reverence will go to him. But for the players to specifically mention and say, why you say, Nama Morocco born a corner, no. Thank you very much.
Black Stars backroom bia. You say Kwahen Hotel. 5-star hotel do ko doni tia huge. And oko Morocco. Omo national teams ni na no.
Yeah.
Omo fast bibia wo hotel players in the bomb beda and enye omo mainstream no kwan wo. It cut across a man no. Even omo national teams ni na no. Baby on beda, baby on be training.
For me, sometimes
stadium on bobo.
Rich, when it comes to infrastructure, idea will do when you be into any Monday, you can see it, you can feel it, and physical. For me, what is even better than the infrastructure superiority of Morocco for Nikitano? The strategy. And how some person who say Morocco for are even way better beyond just infrastructure. It's like you're saying, it cuts across every level of the game. And best youth female player, Moroccan. Female best player, Moroccan. African best player of the year, Moroccan. Team of the year, Moroccan. See 2009, Ghana won under 20 World Cup. No African. Moroccan. Rich, when you go to Morocco today, there is a whole new setup in development of analysts. Say be a young boy be any or bobo ni be be 16 and name buye. You say forget about every other thing. We train you as an analyst, as a coach. So at 20, he's a world-class analyst. Obetima exchange program was Spain, Portugal, all of these places, and come back, work with those teams in Europe. Then into Otiechiri as an analyst, adding his know-how to the culture, you know what he's doing. And that is the development of human, the friend is saying, resource, you know?
Yeah.
Harnessing it and developing it. It is an intentional effort for Morocco to dominate. Because Rich, if it's about money, South Africa for Oscar.
Yeah.
They have good money. They can boast of big names. League they can play a much more flamboyant. They are human beings.
American president.
Patrice Motsepe is there. But
billionaire.
Understanding that talent, you see, when you look at it, you understand how things, because when you look at where Morocco is just separated from Europe by just the ocean.
Yeah, and so.
And we see, it is a Moroccan. In fact, I'm sure every Moroccan household, at least people you know and I'm here, say Spain and Portugal. It's so easy for them. But look at the joy with which these boys want to play for Morocco. I don't remember the time Ashraf Hakimi taught, or time na Obasono. Any time obey Ashraf Hakimi, Dortmund, the youth days at Inter, Madrid when he was younger. I don't think Ashraf Hakimi thought of playing for the Spanish La Roja. It doesn't mean that Morocco team are better than that. But as young players, they imbibe nationalism.
Orientation.
Any orientation with them say, oh, you need Krana. Ashraf grew up in Madrid. Yeah, Spain. When you listen to that documentary of time and almost a penalty, to eliminate Spain from the World Cup, it was clearly said by the commentator. That is where he's from. But this is a boy that is oriented towards Morocco and how Moroccans do their things. Rich, I was not surprised when you take somebody like Hakim Ziyech. Hakim Ziyech was born in the Netherlands. That's where he grew. Look at the likes of, what's his name? The Amrabat brothers. Look at these names, Yashin Bonum. These guys are all born either in Spain, Portugal, Netherlands, Italy, and only a woman. But constantly, for about 10 years now, they have always focused on going there. And now, our branch friend Ashraf Hakimi has gone on to add to be the fifth Moroccan player. The likes of Rabah Majer, Monia, they are in that conversation. Of
Haji, 1998.
Yeah, Morocco.
Around you know Bobo.
Sir.
Hey, Haji. Super.
Likes of Moroccan players.
But you see, Kofi, oh, I know, come on, me interest on power. There be a Mikasa Ghana. A good year near Pebat. Yembezia being ye. As yet, the Anona and Kaya pay. You see, to be successful in football, young fire no successful.
Yeah.
And you fluke.
Make sure this is Ashraf Hakimi at age 16, Okitani ID card. No, Madrid Lamas, your friend is saying, Madrid youth team, Castilla. And at age 16, this is Ashraf Hakimi. And it's been written in French, meilleur jeune joueur Moroccan and Europe. Essentially the best Moroccan player in Europe, 16 years. He was born in Madrid. This is Ashraf Hakimi at that age.
So no, so
yes, live on Morocco.
Must be.
No. It's nationalism. It is nationalism. It's imbibed in him.
Germany fast over Brazil 2014.
Yeah.
Jürgen Klinsmann.
Yeah.
I'm saying, look, football no. World Cup next year no sebi yen tina on kase me de daba kubi dam you no bi aboabo me de kwaje World Cup. You don't do that. If you want to win a tournament, you prepare.
10 years, 15 years, 6 years, 8 years.
I'm planning in such a way say even schools in here dey na no. And kwada ni sua dey na no coaching
youth development
baby country bia in fact Krobia besusu Germany bia no. And so obia bi to win the World Cup. That was the focus.
Now look at the boys that
they won the World Cup in 2014.
2014.
That is Germany.
And you see, sometimes people do not understand the German story, maybe because they don't know. Germany at the time, Mesut Ozil. What's his name? Mesut Ozil. There was another player. Obise Ikaye Gunohan. All of these Germans that have Turkish background now. Before then, they were not accepted into the German national team. They had to work on it. So Bekaya announcing, probably buy from DW. Now DW, if you want to say, in the German national team, no, blacks no air dance too much. It's a better. I'm focusing on white Germans than the non-pure Germans. No, well, Nagelsmann was straight up to the journalist. So it is the diversity that's made them win. Which preparative stages is so important. If at age 16, Ashraf Hakimi was focused on Morocco. Then at age 20, you don't have to go and fight to convince him to come and play for you. You see, one of the big problems that Ghana and Nigeria will continue to face is the influx of foreign-born Ghanaians into our team. And not just when you're Ghana for. But how you bring them in, the orientation of the player is very important. At what time? Which again?
Now, Kofi, you better ignore that influx of players. No, I think.
No, we cannot.
Because you, at the current time, Kofi, you're honest to ourselves.
Yeah.
Men can't see a league in yet. I would never say that.
Yeah.
But look, imagine passes ye near Bogafui. And the Ekobobia competition be AFCON, the World Cup, Yes, local based players in Yakoba. A big disaster.
I understand what you're saying. Which even for Morocco, majority of our players don't play outside of Morocco.
Yeah.
There's no problem with that. The German national team that you see, it's not 100% German-based local players. The best players play over outside the shores of Germany. In England, when you take Jude Bellingham and you take some of the big English names, Trent Alexander-Arnold doesn't play there. Jude doesn't play in England. So it is okay. In fact, Rich, it is important to get diversity. And then pick the Spanish national team. It was before that it was Barcelona and Real Madrid. But when you look to that team, almost starting goalkeeper, if you not even put Unai Simon and you put David Raya doesn't play in Spain. Marco Correa as the left back doesn't play in Spain. The two centre backs, Dean Hudson I feel about Spain. Look at the team. It's a team. It's important to get that. But when you are building a team, audio mobile, start preparation.
No, Kofi,
have a grand plan.
Me who say your problem as a country was our players near war more here. Also, yet Tanawa Mombe finished product new.
Say only plan, only strategy. That's what I said earlier.
It's the player no of you say maybe I'm at Denmark. Denmark for now Titimia and now Benjamin so fast one who Ghana or Basem Maboma.
So
I don't know Ghana.
So a strategy. So
it's young catch on young. So what I say now all developing in no Yamani Ghana. It's only in a certain country called Ghana.
Exactly.
And when we say time are all developing in Ghana, you want to develop into all fun in the number.
That is why I keep on saying it's about.
That is why I call him up. So no, don't mean I didn't at a point on person.
That's why I'm saying that. For me, everything comes down to strategy. When Jamal Musiala had to make a decision between Germany and England, it came down to the strategy of both countries.
Okay.
Germany, if you want to realize that Jamal Musiala Mami was problem. The problem as a woman that was working in England. You didn't copy England, want to cry a Juma. It was work. They had to solve the problem for the woman. And it comes down to economics. They said, okay, fine, you can provide that job for you and then give your boy a pathway to come and play here. But first off, you who say Chelsea Academy no woman. And by ding and son about two Eden Hazard money at the other Chelsea. We have a clear pathway for him in Bavaria. Bring him to Bayern. The boy flew straight, became star boy from Chelsea Academy. Yeah. Where does it happen? Who made the face of the Bayern project? There were names there. But it's about prioritizing the player, understanding what their problems are, being strategic and putting it in that direction.
No, Abrofana Casa don't you?
Yeah, very, very strategic.
Or when you cook players in home. Team now, Okobon, or now you be more. They will tell you, say, look, because we are national asset.
Yeah.
Na Yannick Sati will go better bench.
Yeah.
So, yes, so. Man, you found cause our team where the Okwa, we are sure anytime you are no bit me about. And the man who bono or consistency cost on the Adinano. Now football no so
I am not
by Hano, you're able to say after 2009, Koji under 20 World Cup. Three players are Nekutai. Run for the Senum, Dominica Dia, no money. The team is a mom boy. That time, Mekai, Adia also no Kobo is Milan. At that time, yes, no, under 20 World Cup. But at the level, then do AC Milan. Say, oh, maybe not Yanikua Branton, one. Yes, I got a chairman. AC Milan at this stage, and Bob or carry on the best say. My petting beer, I wanted the week you play. So there be a debian development in the between. Yeah, alarm mom Koboys, my cotton bench are be waste. And young will be informed. So, and in Europe, there no
strategy. Nothing comes just by sleeping and waking up. Maybe you see that. In the last 10 years, Morocco for just 2025, winning under 20 World Cup, normally a finalist, best winning streak, senior national team. 2018, 2020, 2025. One of my channel winners say, "Zia local Africa had to be in your mama boro." 2025 under 17 AFCON, winning. 2024 Olympic bronze men, 4th place World Cup, the last time out. 2023 under 23 AFCON winner. That is Morocco. And for me, the likes of Walid Ouagragui and all of these guys have done a fantastic job. And now, I was particularly proud of our branch here friend of Fiston Mayele to win the CAF Intercontinental Best Player. And especially seeing his dominance on the African market and also leading his team to go and win the African Intercontinental Playoffs. Many J-Power, Sir Brent friend Fistin Maele, Enya the best player on the African continent. Of course, there was Nigerian representation, which what it means that if we want to get back into this place, and not just one off, like the Nigerian story, then you go and sleep, then Ademolo Lukman comes one again. It's about dominating consistently. The sustainability of the success now, it makes all the difference.
Ed, our YouTuber say the issue is not about whether or not to include players in the diaspora. The issue is when they decide to play for Ghana. Ghana should not be a second option. Sylvester Mensah say Richardo Adia won't have accepted because there's no money in our league. We even lacked modern facilities.
No, but I don't think what you were saying. Now, guys, I didn't Ghana.
No, man, because I'm about the Ghana Premier League.
What you are saying is that.
Now, me person say after your ball, 2009 World Cup New Year, say, oh my be not your new kusa players and say, look, some run to me a Dutch here. Then you see a job mom kobo teams
exactly. So now they're supposed to have a plan, developmental stages.
That's it.
To know where they will
because
go.
At that time, at the AC Milan, a bad thing.
Yeah, I think even at some point, Daniel Opari also.
Portugal, so, good teams are. I don't know.
Oh, first message, the person said, say, the issue is that
I heard about the diaspora.
Yeah, say the players now choosing Ghana as second choice. Rich, you see, I am a big fan of nationalism. But until you give people the platform to be nationalistic, they can never be nationalistic. Let me give you a clear-cut example. In the 1950s and the likes, now, Kwame Nkrumah mobile. The Kwame Nkrumahs that came when they went to school abroad to come, they came off the back of the country supporting them with education and the like scholarships. So it was nationalistic in them that we need to come back and come and help the country for the struggle of independence. Nationalism always starts from the nation giving its men and women an opportunity or a platform to grow. Then they can come back and push the nationalistic agenda. So we need strategy as Ghana. A plan for a young Kalimos Sinode at age 15. Ni papa be Ghana ni papa be tima house of folk. Oba ni fi obe pamon. It's as simple as that. So they are always going to choose you as second fiddle. That one, you can't even argue it. Unless there's a strong bond between the player and the nation. Like the Ayu brothers. There was no way they were going to turn their head. Mm-hmm. But can we ever define nationalistic more than President Tebana? Former Ballon d'Or winner, African Best Player of the Year, George Oponwia was president of Liberia.
And the Babo US.
Yes.
US nationality.
Yes. What's internationalism? Yes, I can know.
Oh, Papa president.
Exactly.
Oh, Liberia.
Exactly.
What's the media? Obama US.
Because Australia, Liberia national team. Then what's he going to work with?
Yeah, I'm going to go on Nigeria. Exactly. Liberia.
It doesn't help his career development. Yeah. The US of A helps his career development. So give them the needed things. Ghana, luckily, you're a big football nation.
But any facilities?
Facilities.
At a point, Black Stars baby between Guanum.
Work with them.
Yeah, Black Stars between.
Yeah, Rich,
you don't even have.
Even before we get to that point in time, okay? So players need free right to dreamer. We need a plan to follow them to Europe. We need an envoy that discusses with them. Richard, don't worry. We need an envoy that follows them, discuss the conversation with them, plan their movement back into the Black Stars. Very important. And
someone can see, I say, or no, so person. Say they don't see themselves as Ghanaians because of how they are treated here. Simple, finito. So. I want Germany. Her facilities here will run him or her. I would know her Ghana. On our funny tablet, I say Black Stars baby in training. Black Stars.
Exactly. One more another example.
The senior national team never been training. On free Germany, Mabo Ghana.
2 weeks ago, me regular football read, and I may say, Thiago Silva Bapeni, a friend Isago Silva, ne Bapeni, or but Chelsea Academy, on your captain. I think one of their junior teams. Marriage, so Thiago Silva Bano, England for under 17 afreno. Me papa the former captain of no meaner country than Brazil.
Yeah. Football country.
They are afraid of fast. They are not quote unquote stupid. Like they know that talent near top talent.
Yeah.
Rich, do you know the reply from the Brazilian FA? The Brazilian FA also called him. The 2 countries are now friend, and he's eligible. FIFA member. So far as Akrana won in a country before the age of 18, he has every right to choose. Rich, the Brazilian FA now sent a delegation to go to Thiago Silva and let him understand, say, Masa, your child is Brazilian. This is the pathway we have for him. Your mama Brazil national team, your children understand what it means to wear a jersey. We have a plan for him. Rich, the boy was torn between England and Brazil. They made it difficult. You don't just sit aloof. Me and Fred boy in 15 years, 16 years, 17 years. And you're more unfano. And then they'll tend to come and see Ghana as a second option. But if it works for them, they won't come. It's important. Rich, congratulations to Morocco. They are truly the champions of African football. Rich, there is a Champions League game on Tuesday.
Next week.
Now, I do be a mystery. Who say you go international break no? Now, Basa phone say Lamine Yamal pra me boy. And now, you say Pedro is pra. Around that time, na ni say Rafinha recover. Eba ababa games TV. Now, Basa nya be 3 or 4 good news since the last few days. One, they have gotten the license 1B to play at the Spotify camp now. Which Nyayetine say Lamine Yamal abductor issues nana air no. He is beginning to feel better. And if you see him play against Athletic Club on Saturday because he feels better and Barcelona feels like he's going to be able to play. Which for Menra, you see a lot of the Barcelona aggregators are starting the news to Tum. Pedri will be on the bench against Athletic Club and play against Chelsea, Mr. Kaish. Pedri will be with the team against Athletic Club and be on the bench against Chelsea. He will play for the 68th minute. You see, hey, and yeah, it is because Rich, the enormity of the game between Chelsea and Barcelona on Tuesday, Rich, huge. And yet they hear about Kubesu. Noni, once Barcelona for the side, I'm saying, no, let me go to England and then go and gauge what is going there. We answer Matro a posting picture where say Cole Palmer was seen back on the grass again at Chelsea. No one posting next picture. Say Chelsea love what Cole Palmer did with his time because he used all the time to do gym work and he had become buff. And I'm saying, Kash, Rich, after the Nanajo. Cole Palmer nankasa on Instagram. No one could post this picture with the sands of time. Say, we are coming.
What a match. Imagine
Pedri in the middle.
And I'm in Chelsea penny bidding kobo.
Yeah.
Only so Okoshe game be.
It's Okoshe. It's Okoshe. Let me catch us a game we.
Game.
For me, if it was in 2026, I would have watched this game. It was too close for me.
Okay.
Nyami Aduna say it me qualify. Me is Barcelona BM semi-final. Wherever it is. Reach my last penny crowd watch that game.
Oh,
don't worry. You see, anything that blacks for any channel. The gym bread and butter say you too crying. What's that? You're about to
this game in you.
Yes, you're too crying. You took a breathing from a fire when you. Your brain had
as a game with my fan work out. Are they? As of on the idea no my.
Na say when is it Yakoko
boy share every Chelsea fan.
Yeah.
The focus no cry this weekend Chelsea game now. The Champions League now and no more game. And I was like, how?
Which any match now? You bought Paris Saint-Germain, you know. Obiasi Paris Saint-Germain. You know it. In a Chelsea boy, she started so moving. Come on, say Debbie. Born your boy there. You chibas a best you two best because I'm sure when your confidence. Which in a Paris Saint-Germain, Achibas and Ashano.
Okay.
It's okay. Basta for say somewhere there. Okay, said but Pierre Yashin.
Okay.
Yeah, but we saying yes. Chelsea for so na say Pierre Yashin mo dey any betimi abo. Rich match in bed there. The move the brutal me na make catch you. But you baby I will be because Basta for there. You new mu bi kan. Na me only be here you move 2038 ana. No. They are next about boss I born share Stamford Bridge no. My class say first go down be say, "Hey Rich, as a young boy, as young boys they killed some of us. Hey, we want to inflict pain on them."
As I gave them a but
it's okay. And they are baby. Who they cry okay.
And I went to that.
Yeah. Yeah, the free and one.
Agenda be so rough. More.
So you are peddling your feet. Say you may go crazy or not coop me
stories. Me pesa de betting and babetra show ni so no. Na fe Chelsea for Kupama boya anke be se Barcelona for no. Barca for so na se pedigram obi.
Exactly.
Ya be so obi anya the first level
because see Alami so you fit.
Na referee ni mbone whistle.
Rafinha ba.
Ye dina ye ntre TV na chi. Ye witness game no.
Yeah, fi game.
Enti ye ba.
Yeah.
Say yanum for red card FC for ye show o ma. Ye kan ye kan wasem. Because red card FC for ndi win mo.
Say
ya bo game we na de chini ya hye wo mo a enchirechiremu no starting from anwumre no and na Stamford Bridge yesu obi bie nsuo and the bar park ne so and the players ne bobo na enko and the referee no kra no fa obi a na ese enko je enchirechiremu sa na de ache na chairman so ba Mr. I speaker no nso be chirechiremu yimpenchirechiremu bia obi amfa ne first 11
asa wo on me share Chelsea
Barcelona team we
o we on me share Chelsea kra o me Chelsea
Barca team we na ka Barca nkengu no
na Rich
me say Chelsea team Barcelona team we be Barcelona team no
Rich say o share Barca team na then o mo wa Chelsea ni bi I want to know what is the strength of the Barcelona team that Chelsea doesn't have
omo nim ho no
on front three no
muni bi
on front three they've not played together a lot this season
Kofi
no me you see I'm asking you a question me boa o
boa wan
me ma o
na me me the information me
Rafinha for a long
data analyst
Rafinha for a long time in the season
obo Chelsea no nebo
to be she
enye Chelsea defense ya for na mo ne but ya shi mo ne Kofi Champo ya
ya shi o ma se si form na
mo nkwada ya chiro ogo pejabo Chelsea dey ne peja na mo nkose
na Barca conceded some of the most goals this season
Kofi asema America look at the front three
so see Chelsea echiro one nya Barca echiro also nse anya the best
Paul Kubasi munyade
na wa bodi pa akupedi no kwa no boss obo echiro no mara
just good munyade
na just good na was na se honyo okọ club
no bia
nyinu
odi bibia e Barcelona nye
da bi mo do boa ene on kan no kre nka Manchester United ka me jitu because Barca dey me second me pe Barca pa
me say me pe Barcelona we be say we Manchester United team asasi so me ma me wo me Barcelona
oh boy against that
Kofi yan fa gron to me say dem si pe Barcelona no
e dey no kre
se Barca bogi bodum say Barca bogi me na de chie ni aso me dimi ni de wu
akwa no kre
and then the man game we mani abre no
into early prediction here
3-1
hey
yeah 3-1 Barcelona
Stamford Bridge
goal
scorers in why
Lamine Yamal be she goal
Dr. Kofi mi show record senior man you mami
Rafinha be she goal
okay
na last minute e be pon no no Lamine Yamal sa de ba kwa kan wo bo brace
one be Chelsea goal
dey say wa num dada
mana
nya yi akwa be Kupama ono a Chelsea dey Kupama dey 3-1
senior man bana
3-1
ndizia saa ne be say eden ya na see ya ne be ba no well me dey maka eduru on ma prediction
Kofi Barcelona dey me pe Barcelona pa
no ni akwa ye ne gym work no msi see ya body abem
Barcelona pa
Kupama is ya body abem see ya very physical na wo gym work get see o pray na gym work
enye di hia no
ni ye di see Barcelona yo me dey so se Barca be Chelsea me dey mean kasa bi
na wo hwa ho na be she
Chelsea ni football club Barcelona I think she be a very interesting match
so we Chelsea win 7 to nchen
me I don't analyze with Chelsea I think that the opportunities for both clubs Barca have a big opportunity to play against Chelsea or Stamford Bridge but I think it depends game no largely will depend on both teams no press schemes. The first game at Chelsea boy away from home was that big one at Bayern. And on that day, Chelsea's press scheme against Bayern was bad. We need to press.
I want to continue to be a Chelsea. Chelsea for no. I say, Richardo, tell Fiifi whenever he's ready. He should tell we the Chelsea fans. You buy him a flight ticket.
You want him more there.
As I mean, the moon to ticket.
Not only Manchester United for. I don't know. Yeah, yes, you first kaka crans and no. 10% in your mobile money.
Manchester for the mood issue.
Club and the brand so the brand so. I said to real from 10%.
Manchester United fans in the mood issue. Omo di Kofi tu kwan yo maka Ghana. Ya red card FC.
Na we Kofi play no auto tickets na bi o. Kofi play auto tickets na we di da na. Corner yent me ko if it's this year we can go.
Okay.
Tie dey ya yebeko.
Mati. Kofi wrapping up na yemra fi na yemedi enra kotoko game no.
Aye.
Enso nkomo ka adwie. Komo sa draw game no.
Yeah. Me wrap up I want to ask you this question. Picture here that me board this unim baby crow. Madrid for vice president, any Apple for vice president in the general. Rich unim baby crow.
No.
This is the under the pitch of the Santiago Bernabeu.
Okay.
Pitch in the Super Bowl. Asie eni.
Bernabeu pitch.
Yes. Asie
no.
No me pitch him. Na se muzo video bi a Tottenham Hotspur for pitch no omu movie field na nkasa efuru ono
me ba Kofi nyabotre baby a Madrid bom games
yes pitch no ase down
into stadium no ase no
yes
hono mu gina
yes my Jeff enko TikTok you will find a video of Tottenham Hotspur for na nkasa a movie on pitch no akose seat na se and you can go down pitch me who here am saying barbecue no. So a whole layer of proper technology and engineering. And Madrid for now honor. Page na see.
Adiachi baby o.
Adiachi baby.
Someone can see you say tell Fiifi to come. I will host him in London close to Fulham Road.
Gosh. Hey, any host the bench Chelsea ya. Boy, any me could do London.
Any Manchester for team mi nyaya na. Manchester United fans. Okay. This man Safo, I say, Richardo, I think everything boils down to our orientation as people. We are trained always to rely on miracles instead of being pragmatic and conscious about our lives. We need to reorient ourselves. Okay, I'm right now. You're to Median so 4.5. It's going to be London. Do we on? Chelsea
London there, they are Mako.
So, now saying Chelsea did Kesebi to London of Rem Sasu. Copperson London number Chelsea games in it.
Okay.
And I'm showing income. Manchester United ticket in town.
I go in for
because I know going to be.
We had Chelsea Manchester United.
Send me Chelsea the India.
And only says a mobile about Chelsea was Stamford Bridge. We trying on in the mean.
Okay. Can you say you're bad?
And be a kid.
And go no to say I'm me to say.
And wow, be shut out. Now, Manchester United share now with that one.
You put on me bag as job. Rather than go Manchester for mutation UK. It won't my country where say Mbaba family so my game UK group.
Yes, that's case we come 20 minutes.
Manchester United fans more disappointed me.
And every when you
okay,
Barcelona for me to Jesse free Spain
Ebrahim.
Na obi anya email.
First Cantona na neto Manchester Jesse the
Cantona say team ono we jai.
Oh nice. Also
sabatica.
Menya so sabatica. As an answer the bufu kakra ono de nya
sabatica. We jai. Cantona jai team. Manchester no mo ano.
Yeah, ready yankopon. Okay. You trust me, insurance of 4.5 will be by our say, now Richardo for you won't and I said Richardo for you won't Ghana. All right, you trust with the Ghana Premier League outstanding.